as you know, Graham Ninny loves arch books. My mom used to read them to me. And since my daughter is so young and didn't really get to know her grandma that well, I started reading them to you, my future grandchildren or my adopted grandchildren whom I love to share with. These are stories from my heart. So on Sundays, I like to read them to you, the Arch Book series that is. And today we're going to read the parable of the workers of the vineyard. I hope you enjoy it just like I do. This is based on Matthew 19, and it was written by Jonathan Schade, illustrated by Ed Kohler. Thank you, Jonathan and Ed. Here we go. The last will be first, and the first will be last. Heaven's not just for the strong and the fast. So then, said Jesus, I will tell you about a master whose kindness was great beyond doubt. This master went out to select men to toil and tend to his vineyard, his grapes, and his soil. The men there said, fine, but we want our full due, a denarius each to work now for you. The master agreed and sent them to their job, but later in town he saw a small mob. A sad group of men were just sitting around. So the master said, come, you all will work on my ground. After 3 full hours, he went hiring again. Then another 3 passed, and still he found men. Though day was half gone, he promised each guy, I'll pay you what's fair for the work you supply. Of course, they signed on for a job of this sort. Their families were hungry, and work time was short. Amazingly, then, near the day's very end, the master found more to his vineyard to send. After only 1 hour came the close of the day. The last were called first to pick up their pay. The 1-hour men received a surprise. An entire day's wage awaited these guys. They'd only worked for an hour, and they're being paid like they were there all day. More groups were called up, and they too got the same denarius coins to those men who came. At last trudged the men who had worked the whole time, and expected a bonus of more than a dime. Instead, from the master, each simply received a denarius coin, just as they'd agreed. At once, these men whined, this is really unfair. You paid them like us, who have sweat in our hair. We've labored much longer through the heat of the day. But, said the master, you agreed to this pay. Besides, he went on, what cash did you lose? Can't I give my money away as I choose? No, the last will be first, and the first will be last, and each will receive rewards that are vast. Both those who've worked years to spread God's good word, and those who at death claim Christ as their Lord, will get from their God what Jesus has won, a heavenly home with Heavenly Father and His Son. Wow, what a great parable, or a story that's kind of an analogy for something else. Have you ever worked long and hard and thought it not fair if somebody got the same thing you did? Then you can relate to these guys. Lots to think about. Stay hopeful, stay true, and be wonderful, special little you.